The New York City accent has been better preserved in New Orleans than in New York. The classic New York City forget about it accent has some distinct features, including R dropping, vowel breaking, and TH stopping. And it was once common among Irish, Italian, and Jewish immigrants to the area. However, according to linguist Michael Newman at Queens College, these iconic features are dropping off pretty rapidly amongst younger generations. It's thought that this has to do with the influx of wealthy transplants from across the United States, leading to what linguist Dan Kaufman describes as a flattening effect. Basically, New Yorkers are starting to speak more like the rest of the United States. And this is happening in cities all over the place, but it's not as extreme in other places. In New Orleans is one of those less extreme cases. New Orleans is home to a lot of different accents, but one of the most iconic ones is the so-called Yat accent, which is actually really similar to the classic New York City accent. And it's not a coincidence. The name of the Yat accent comes from the phrase "where yat" to ask where somebody is. And you'll notice that I dropped the R in that example. And that's because the Yat accent has R dropping, vowel breaking, and TH stopping, just like the New York City accent. And research by linguist William Labov discovered extensive evidence of direct linguistic transmission from New York to New Orleans. So for instance, in the 1800s, bankers and merchants from New York maintained close business relations between the two cities. It's even thought that part of the transmission was from New York nuns coming to New Orleans and then teaching in schools. Now, the Yat accent also has features that it doesn't share with New York City English, but it does share with the rest of the South. So for instance, the monophthongization of the I diphthong, changing pine to pine. But actually, a lot of those features might just be more recent imports. But it's crazy because some features of the New York City accent have completely disappeared, but they still exist in New Orleans. So for instance, in New York, you'll basically never hear somebody pronounce curl as coil like they did in the past. But there's speakers of the Yat accent in New Orleans that still do that. And just to reiterate, New Orleans has a ton of different accents and dialects, and they're all fascinating, but I just wanted to highlight this one for this video.